Hey traders from around the world, what's going on? It's Jeremy Alexander Newsom with RealLifeTrading.com. Hope you're doing amazing. Guess who placed not one single day trade today? That would be me. I missed a few trades. I did have a losing day yesterday, but I did close a swing trade today. So it was a profitable day, but between today and yesterday, still down small, but up nicely for the month. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. Overall on the SPY, really just hanging out, looks good. I think we're just going to keep going higher at some particular point in time. I mean, weekly chart looks nice. All looks it's pointing to the upside, folks, at this particular point in time. And yep, that's all I got. We can pull back a little bit to some degree. Obviously, anything is possible. Anything probably likely is possible. I'd love to pull back down to like 278 and then a bounce. I mean, one of the two things that we get on the SPY from here, potentially, is this. So we do this, we made a new high, right here, and then we trade back down, and everyone thinks the world's going to end, and then we bounce. Or it's either that situation, or we just keep slowly grinding higher into April, and then we have a nice little drop. And then we bounce higher. So, I don't know. One of those two scenarios, both of them, I think, make sense. I mean, theoretically, we could do this for a while, but, I mean, it would eventually lead higher. So, anyway, that's my thoughts on the SPY. And the broader market's pretty much the same. The Qs had a phenomenal gap and go today. If you were a day trader, today was your day to play the Qs. You had an inside day bearish candle yesterday, and you gapped up today. Here is your first 5-minute bearish candle. That was a late afternoon short. First 5-minute bearish candle, your entry, stop loss, all of your profits. Yep, that's it on the Qs. Good trend, good chart. The Qs were led up mostly by Apple and Microsoft today. Apple was an absolute stormtrooper for a while. So Apple has been continuing bullish, really good trend. Nice gap, good volume. I mean, it just had a glorious pullback to the 50. It was really, really ideal. And I was talking about this whole time, to watch for something like this and just let it kind of pop in and bounce, and it did. So right now, I mean, you can get a little bit of a pullback on Apple. Obviously, that's fine, but maybe it pulls down to the 20, maybe down here to 183. But realistically, you'll be at the 200 simple on Apple before you know it. Here's NVIDIA, NVDA, and NVIDIA is up 2.57%. This is a trade that there's a few real-life traders in at the present moment in time. Robert Falco has a 177.50 covered call for March 29th, and it does appear that NVIDIA is working on breaking out of this triangle. It's got good volume. It's above all of the moving averages on the daily. I think it's a matter of time before NVIDIA starts trading higher. I did have a lot of stocks requested today, but before I dive into some of those, let's go look at this. So when I said I didn't take a day trade today, that's because I missed this doozy. Now, let me show you how I missed it. AVGO, so this was the official day trade in the morning day trading room that I set up. And here's the 5-minute chart. So I'll zoom in, and this particular chart that you see right here, this particular chart is this candle before it closes right there. And this candle, the wick of this candle, sorry, wrong candles. My bad. This candle. That's the one. The high of these two candles, so check this out, this is fun. The high of this candle, 292.69, 292.72. The entries, 292.75. Which means we missed AVGO by 3 entire pennies. Yep, and then it just absolutely faded like it was its job. Really nice move. Would have gotten a nice, healthy R and some change on Broadcom with that perfect afternoon fade. If you want to practice afternoon fades, pull up AVGO and practice it on the 5-minute and the 15-minute because it is perfect. It was perfect in every way. That's why we set it up officially. And yep, it just did its thing. Another quick shout out, folks, from around the world. I just want to give you all some love. For those of you who watch the every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of this month, we've been discussing DonorsChoose.org. Since this month is Kids Month at Real Life Trading, we are helping give to some classrooms in need all around the country. And this one was in Idaho. This is Miss Strickler's class. And we got it fully funded, $393 with 12 donors. So all those who gave, thank you. Again, if you watch these free stock reviews, please give something. Even if it's $1, $1.50, $2, it would be greatly appreciated. Our next project is going to be this one. This is the next class and team that we are going to help. We've had 19 donors so far. This is Miss Hayes, 9 through 12, and they need high school cheer mats. So we only need $340 to go. We have plenty of time. This one's gonna take a little bit of work. I mean, most of these stock reviews get about 700 views every day. So if one of you can give $1 and everyone gives $1, then we will get this fully funded before Monday. And that will be our next Donors Choose project program to give and to enrich with. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, take that upon yourselves. Discuss with your spouses if you need to, your finances. $1 would be amazing. We have the rest of March left, and you all know that we are also doing the kids webinars starting next week, Tuesday night, and that will be at 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Central. So be there or be a triangle. Bring your young ones. Bring the youth of the nation. We're going to be teaching them Wall Street math magic. Myself and Joel O'Connor. Let's talk about some stocks that were requested. First on the list is FPH. And FPH, this is 5 Point Holdings. Here's the daily chart on 5 Point Holdings. And this stock is going about as sideways as a caterpillar on a Tuesday afternoon that got run over by a big truck. Here's the weekly chart, and it's a newer stock, IPO'd not too long ago, and it's in accumulation phase right now. So you have an accumulation phase on 5 Point Holdings. If you are planning on owning stock on this one, then my thoughts would be, wow, I just realized I can breathe out of my nose. That hasn't happened all week. 5 Point Holdings, buy low, sell high. Longer term hold, if it closes above this resistance, then be a little bit bullish on 5 Point Holdings. Daily chart, again, you're battling that 100, so it looks a little bit on the weaker side. Shout outs to a lot of traders who played this one. We set this one up in the afternoon swing trading room, and much to our dismay, we got triggered in on this candle and had a lot of people ask me, should we move our stop? And I was like, well, I mean, I want to, but I can't. It's not part of my plan. A few people wanted to move their stops right there. And I was like, I would not. So they didn't. And it was rightfully so. Gap down the very next day, got bought right up. The target on QTT was 1563, and the close was 1563. Had a few real life traders who closed out a little bit early, but I want to give out some congratulations. Good job, Hung Lao, for getting out of QTT for 1.89 Rs. That's always a great trade. Perwan's out. Anu is out. Claude got out at 1562. So again, great. Excuse me. Sorry, great trade. And yeah, that was nice. I was mentioning to everyone if we did not hit that target, then we would have slowly increased it a little bit higher and just increase the stop to right about here, 1171. But yep, QTT, really nice trend trade, nice little bounce, nice trend, nice trade, nice catch on QTT. We actually have a few other swing trades that are open. ACB for all those who subscribe to the weekly options newsletter. And if you don't, I don't know why not. But if you do, you were in on this trade, Aurora Cannabis. Set this one up on March the 5th, and we got triggered in on, it was either March 6th or March 7th. I can't remember. I think it was March 7th. And yep, it gapped down and then just off to the races. So we're in some $8 April calls on Aurora Cannabis thanks to the weekly options newsletter. Whoever writes that is a genius. FTCH, this is the other swing trade that we're in, and it's not really doing that much right now. It's hanging out, looks a little measly. I'm hoping that some moving averages can catch up and cause this thing to bounce a little bit. Here's the hourly chart, and the hourly chart, the 100 simple moving average on the hourly, I guess is going to be our knight in shining armor, and we'll see if we can actually bounce off of that. But if Farfetch Limited doesn't start bouncing relatively soon, I'll just cut the plug on that one and bail, but we shall see. Also in Electronic Arts, EA Sports, it's in the game, trading sideways, inside candle today, seeing if that thing's going to bounce out of there. And then the other trade from the weekly options newsletter this Tuesday was Hanes Brands, ticker symbol HBI, in some $18 puts for April, and those are also up. And the other swing trade is a bearish trade on OLLI that we're down on, but it looks pretty decent right now. So overall, as far as the swing trades go, I had to feel pretty good because we had all kinds of different sectors, right? We were in a QTT, which I believe is a bullish Chinese play. We were in a pot stock, newer IPO bullish, blue chip bearish, decent stock bullish, and okay stock bearish. So we had a bunch of different plays. We're in shares, we're in options, we have puts, we have calls, we have bullish stocks, we have bearish stock. So a good smattering of positions just in case overall in the markets. Here is GERN, which was also requested, GERN. And GERN, this is the weekly chart. I actually do like this close on this stock a lot. It closed above the 20 EMA on the daily, closed above some of those highs. The 20 EMA is $1.64. I would probably look for a pullback into about $1.64, $1.63, which is not that far away, and buy the dip. Also, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 white candles in a row. So yeah, it makes sense that this one probably pulls back a little bit, does a little bit of an S curve, and earnings just happened. Volume is increasing, so if you're looking at playing this one bullish, makes sense to me. Next on the list is JP Morgan. So JP Morgan, good volume coming in, looks really nice. This is a great close today on JP Morgan. The fact that you closed above the high of these two bearish wicked pair of candles is pretty strong. This is actually the best close that we've had since December 4th. So here's your long-term moving averages, and the 200 simple is at 108.02, which is our next target. The hourly chart looks really strong and bullish. So I would say if this thing can pull back into about 106-ish, I think that's viable. And yeah, good close, good volume, weekly time frame. I love the weekly chart on this one. Looks like JP Morgan's going to go a little bit higher. Intel, ticker symbol INTC. Also, this one just running to the moon. This is another one that I had a weekly options newsletter set up on, and we did not get triggered in on this one. So we set that weekly options newsletter up on this day, and I wanted a pullback, and we got one, but it wasn't quite big enough. So I wanted something more like this, and we got that. So anyway, Intel, if you're in bullish on Intel, stay bullish on Intel. I mean, today's volume is strong. The trends looks good. Steep. Weekly chart looks pretty toasty. Big double bottom on a weekly chart. Intel looks pretty. We got 3 left. Here's Square, and the weekly chart on Square, yeah, just doing its thing. Hanging out, for the most part, not really doing anything too crazy. Daily chart, retesting. It's retesting some retest gaps, which is really weird. I don't know why it would do that. Right now we pulled into the 10 EMA on the daily. What we most likely are going to do on Square is kind of hang out for a little bit because we had a really big run up. So lower highs, higher lows. We'll probably stay in this formation for most of April. It'll get kind of boring, and then eventually we break out on square, but it'll take some time. So if you want to make some money on square while it's trading sideways and you have some shares, you can do some covered calls, some bull put spreads, some put sales, or some day trades. But swing trades, depends how quick and how aggressive and your time frame and all that stuff. Here's TEL, TEL Connectivity Limited. 200 simple is at 84.71 on the daily. Here's the weekly chart. In the weekly chart, it's right in the middle of the 100 and 200 simple moving average. So most likely, we're going to get a little bit of a move higher into 87.33 at some particular point in time. This is the 50 EMA on a weekly is acting as a resistance. And the daily chart, yeah. I mean, most things had decent volume today. I don't see anything too gratuitously amazing with this one. It is a blue chip, does pay dividends, and this wave count is textbook 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. So we're dealing with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, looks good. Long term, buy the dip, be an owner rather than just a buyer. And last but not least, here's ticker symbol ADI. ADI on the monthly chart, Analog Device has breached its 2000 tech bubble high, and this resistance will become an old resistance will become a new support. Here's the weekly chart. You got a double bottom from the profit center of heaven. Here's the daily chart. Gorgeous gap up, good volume. Another double bottom down here that was from the House of Congress. It was so pretty. Look at this. Double bottom, retest on the neckline, bounce, gap and go. Give me a break. Good run. Another gap and go today. A lot of volume. A little bit of a high wave candle though. Kind of speculative going bullish. I wouldn't personally go bullish right here on Analog Device. If I was going to go bullish, it would be back at the previous 2000 highs of about $100, which is about a 10% pullback. Don't know if that's going to happen, but at some point it probably will. That's where I would buy Analog Device. All right, team. That's it for me. Make sure to donate to Mrs. Hayes, George Washington High School, Philadelphia, PA. I'm repping the Philly squad. Folks from around the world, you rock. Love you all, and enjoy your weekend. I'll be in Denver this weekend. I leave tomorrow, and I'll be there all week. And until then, love life, and trade it. Bye.